Gladys Knight's voice has always been unmistakably a powerful blend of soul, emotion, and experience that has carried her through decades of music history. From the stages of Motown to sold-out concerts around the world, she was the Empress of Soul, adored by millions. But behind the glittering accolades and timeless hits lies a story of quiet hardship, struggle, and resilience that few have truly seen. Now, at around 80 years old, the way Gladys Knight lives is far from the glamour and applause of her past. Fame, fortune, and legendary status cannot erase the loneliness, the health struggles, and the personal battles she has faced over the years. While fans remember her at her peak, few stop to consider the woman behind the music, the challenges that time has brought, and the sacrifices she made for art and family. This isn't a story of scandal or gossip, it's a story of life after the spotlight, of the human cost of a career lived so publicly, and of the strength it takes to endure when the world's attention fades. Tonight, we're looking beyond the awards, beyond the music, to see what life has truly been like for Gladys Knight. And the truth is more heartbreaking than many could imagine. Gladys Knight is more than just a voice. She is an era, a living testament to soul music, resilience, and the highs and lows of a life spent in the spotlight. From the early days of the Pips to chart-topping hits that defined generations, she captured hearts with a voice that could both soothe and shatter. But the story of her life is not just one of fame and applause, it is a story of sacrifices, struggles, and challenges that the world rarely sees. As she approaches 80, Gladys Knight's daily life is a far cry from the glamour of sold-out shows and red carpet events. Fame, as enduring and glorious as it can be, cannot protect anyone from time, loneliness, or personal hardships. For decades, she gave everything to her music, touring relentlessly, recording albums, and performing at an extraordinary level, all while navigating the complexities of family life, personal loss, and health issues. Behind the music that fans adored was a woman who often carried burdens alone, a weight invisible to those who only saw the spotlight. Her journey was never simple. Even at the height of her fame, personal and family struggles quietly shadowed her every success. Relationships required compromise, and maintaining her own identity while constantly giving to the world demanded strength few could imagine. Over the years, she faced the realities of aging while continuing to uphold an image of vitality, energy, and confidence. Even when fatigue and health challenges threatened to slow her down, the life of a public figure is often misunderstood. Fans remember the legendary performances, the flawless vocals, and the unmatched charisma, but they rarely see the quiet moments of reflection when the applause fades, when a hotel room or a quiet home becomes the only space to confront the struggles that come with age, fame, and the passage of time. For Gladys Knight, these moments are a mix of reflection, regret, and resilience, a private reality that contrasts sharply with the public image of the Empress of Soul. Over the decades, she has faced not just the physical toll of performing, but the emotional challenges of being an icon in a world that moves quickly, forgetting yesterday's heroes for today's headlines, maintaining relevance while preserving dignity, navigating public scrutiny, and protecting her personal life from intrusion required a delicate balance. Fame brought attention, but it also brought isolation. While millions celebrated her on stage, she often endured the quiet loneliness that comes from living life under constant observation. Health issues, inevitable with age, have added another layer of difficulty. While she may still possess the spirit and heart of a performer, the body does not always cooperate as it once did. Daily routines, mobility, energy levels, and even social interactions are inevitably affected by the years. Yet, despite these challenges, she remains a figure of strength and determination, refusing to let the weight of time fully define her. Yet the true depth of her story lies in the sacrifices she made for her art and her family. Balancing a life in music with personal commitments, she often placed her career above comfort, and sometimes above her own needs. These sacrifices were not always visible, but they shaped the life she leads today, a life filled with memories of extraordinary achievements, tempered by the quiet reality of aging, reflection, and endurance. Even now, approaching 80, Gladys Knight embodies both the brilliance of her past and the reality of her present. Her life is a mixture of triumph and melancholy, a reminder that even icons must face the challenges of time, solitude, and the personal cost of a career built for the world to admire. She lives with grace, strength, and resilience. Yet the echoes of struggle are always there, hidden beneath the legend, waiting for those willing to look closer. The story of Gladys Knight at this stage of life is not one of glamour or scandal. It is a story of humanity, perseverance, and the bittersweet reality of a life spent giving everything to music and the world, only to face the quiet challenges of time and aging. Her journey reminds us that even legends are human, that even the strongest faces carry unseen weight, and that enduring grace often comes at a price few ever see. Even after decades in the spotlight, the private side of Gladys Knight's life reveals a reality that few have seen. While audiences remember her as the Empress of Soul, the woman behind the microphone has navigated loneliness, personal losses, and the weight of time with quiet resilience. Fame, for all its rewards, cannot shield anyone from the challenges that life inevitably brings, and Gladys has faced them all, often in solitude. Family has always been a central part of her life, yet even this foundation brought its own challenges. Maintaining close relationships while being constantly on tour or committed to studio work required compromise, patience, and strength. For years, she worked tirelessly to balance her love for her children, extended family, and the demands of her career. There were difficult choices, missed family moments, postponed celebrations, and long stretches of absence that could never fully be made up. These sacrifices, while necessary for her art, left emotional gaps that only deepened with time. The pressures of public life added another layer. Every move she made, every appearance, every word spoken in interviews was scrutinized by fans, critics, and the media alike. Personal struggles could not remain private for long, and Gladys learned to protect herself while continuing to give the world the voice they adored. She mastered the delicate art of presenting strength and grace on the outside while carrying the burdens of stress, fatigue, and emotional strain on the inside. Health concerns, naturally, have also shaped her later years. Aging brought its inevitable challenges, from mobility issues to energy limitations, that contrasted sharply with the vitality she once displayed on stage. Yet, even in the face of these realities, she continues to demonstrate resilience. Her life today reflects a careful balance between maintaining independence, caring for her well-being, and reflecting on the choices and sacrifices that have defined her journey. Financial and social pressures, too, have left their mark. Fame often masks struggle with appearances, but the reality is that managing personal affairs, health, and family requires constant effort. Even someone as celebrated as Gladys Knight faces complexities that go unseen by the public eye. Her ability to navigate these pressures quietly, with dignity and perseverance, is a testament to her inner strength and character. Despite these struggles, Gladys Knight remains an enduring symbol of excellence and artistry. She continues to inspire through her music, reminding fans that even when life becomes difficult, dedication and passion can leave a lasting mark. Yet, the world must also recognize the personal toll of a career lived so publicly. The loneliness, the missed family moments, and the emotional strain are real, and they offer a deeper understanding of the woman who has given so much to the world for decades. In reflecting on her life now, approaching 80, it becomes clear that Gladys Knight's story is not only about talent and success, it is about survival, endurance, and the quiet strength required to navigate a life filled with both adoration and challenge. Every performance, every album, and every tour carried with it invisible sacrifices, shaping the person she is today. Her resilience is not only in her voice but in the way she has carried herself through decades of personal and professional trials. Her current life, while far from the public attention of her prime, embodies dignity and perseverance. She moves through her days with a quiet grace, drawing on the lessons of her long journey. The music that once demanded everything from her now offers moments of reflection, comfort, and connection, reminding her of both what she has given and what she has endured. The story of Gladys Knight, in her later years, is a reminder to all that behind every iconic figure lies a human being navigating life's complexities. It is a story of emotional endurance, personal sacrifice, and the courage to continue even when the world's gaze has shifted. While fans may remember her at her peak, understanding the full picture requires acknowledging the challenges she faces today, the struggles, the solitude, and the reality of aging while carrying a legacy that has defined generations. Even icons are not immune to the weight of time, and Gladys Knight's life now reflects the subtle, often invisible toll of decade spent giving everything to her art. Fame may have brought her recognition, applause, and wealth, but it could not protect her from the quiet realities of aging, the body's limitations, or the emotional burdens accumulated over a lifetime. The woman who once commanded stages with effortless grace now faces the ordinary struggles of health, mobility, and energy, struggles that contrast sharply with the legendary vitality fans remember. Beyond physical challenges, Gladys carries the emotional weight of her choices. Every opportunity she embraced, every tour she embarked upon, and every late-night recording session came with sacrifices that could not always be quantified. Moments with family postponed, friendships strained by distance, and personal time forfeited for the demands of a career have all left their mark. The applause never replaces the warmth of a shared meal, the comfort of quiet conversations, or the intimacy of everyday life that sometimes had to wait while she built a legacy. Health struggles have also shaped the way she lives today. Aging, while inevitable, brings challenges that fame cannot soften. The stamina that once allowed her to perform for hours on stage with unwavering energy now requires careful pacing. Even the simplest activities demand more effort, reminding her of the passage of time and the fragility of the body. And yet, in facing these challenges, she demonstrates resilience and endurance that mirrors the determination she showed throughout her career, both on stage and behind the scenes. Alongside physical and emotional challenges, there is the solitude that often accompanies a life in the public eye. Fame can be isolating in ways few understand. While the world cheers and remembers, the quiet moments when the spotlight fades can be profoundly lonely. For Gladys Knight, This solitude is both a space for reflection and a reminder of the cost of decades spent under constant scrutiny. The support of family, while invaluable, cannot erase the absence of simpler pleasures or the longing for ordinary experiences that her career sometimes made impossible. Regret, too, is a companion she knows well. It is not dramatic or headline-worthy, but it exists in quiet reflections, the paths she did not take, the moments missed, and the personal connections strained by circumstance. Fame required devotion, and devotion demanded choices that often came at a personal cost. These regrets are not failures. They are the inevitable consequence of a life spent giving so much to music and to the world. Yet acknowledging them is part of what makes her story so deeply human. Even with these challenges, Gladys Knight continues to embody dignity and perseverance. She lives with the understanding that life is a balance between what we achieve publicly and what we carry privately. The lessons she has learned about resilience, sacrifice, and the passage of time are etched into every note of her voice, every story she shares, and every moment she spends reflecting on the decades she has lived. Her legacy is not only in her music but in the courage it took to face life honestly, to endure, and to keep moving forward despite the hardships. Her story is a reminder that even the most celebrated lives carry unseen burdens. While fans may celebrate her at her peak, the full picture includes the struggles, the solitude, and the quiet endurance that define her later years. Gladys Knight's life at this stage is a mix of triumph and melancholy, a testament to both what she has given to the world and what she has had to endure in return. Even now, approaching 80, she continues to inspire not only through her timeless music but through the example of resilience and grace under the weight of time. Every performance she once gave, every album she recorded, and every tour she completed are threads in a life woven with dedication and sacrifice. Understanding her journey requires looking beyond the accolades to the human story behind the legend, a story of perseverance, love, loss, and the quiet battles fought in the shadows of fame. Gladys Knight's story reminds us that greatness is never without cost. Behind a voice that has defined generations lies a life marked by challenges, resilience, and the courage to endure. Her journey continues to resonate because it is real, human, and profoundly moving, a story that teaches us that even legends must navigate loneliness, health struggles, and the emotional weight of decades lived in the public eye. Gladys Knight's life is a tapestry of brilliance, struggle, and endurance. Her voice, once the centerpiece of Motown and soul music, carries decades of emotion, experience, and resilience. While millions remember her for her electrifying performances and timeless hits, her true legacy extends far beyond music. It lies in the lessons her life teaches about perseverance, sacrifice, and the human cost of fame. As she nears 80, the public may see a celebrated icon, but the reality is more nuanced. Fame offered applause, wealth, and recognition, but it could not protect her from the passage of time, the solitude that often accompanies public life, or the physical and emotional challenges of aging. Behind the accolades and glowing reviews is a woman who has confronted hardship with quiet dignity, whose personal struggles are interwoven with the extraordinary life she has led. Her journey reminds us that legacy is not measured solely in awards or records sold, but in resilience, integrity, and the ability to endure when the spotlight fades. Gladys Knight's life reflects the cost of dedicating oneself fully to a craft while balancing personal sacrifices that are often invisible to fans. Every note she sang and every stage she graced came with unseen effort, exhaustion, and emotional labor. Her brilliance was never effortless. It was earned through decades of dedication and perseverance. Fans often associate her with triumph and glamour, but her story today reveals the depth of humanity behind the legend. Aging brings challenges that cannot be softened by talent or fame. Yet, even amidst health struggles, personal reflection, and moments of solitude, she demonstrates a remarkable resilience. She lives with grace, understanding, and acceptance of life's complexities, offering an example that extends far beyond music. Her influence is both personal and universal. For aspiring artists, Gladys Knight's life is a lesson in commitment, patience, and emotional honesty. For fans, it is a reminder that the people behind the music are human, that the brightest stars carry unseen burdens, and that true admiration comes from recognizing both talent and the challenges endured to achieve it. Her story encourages empathy, respect, and a deeper appreciation for the lives of those who give so much to bring joy to others. Even in her later years, the emotional impact of her career remains profound. Those who grew up listening to her voice carry her music as part of their own memories, connecting deeply with the emotions she expressed. Her songs are not just melodies, they are vessels of shared experience, reflections of resilience, love, heartbreak, and hope. The life she has lived informs every note, making her legacy as much about lived experience as it is about musical achievement. Her story also highlights the bittersweet nature of time. The world remembers the peaks of her career, the standing ovations, the awards, the accolades, but it is important to recognize the valleys too, the sacrifices, the loneliness, the emotional cost of a life in the spotlight. These elements, often unseen, give her story its depth and authenticity. They remind us that true greatness is inseparable from the struggles that shape it today. Gladys Knight embodies the essence of enduring grace. She is an icon not only because of her unmatched talent but because of her perseverance. Through decades of personal and professional challenges, her life teaches that resilience is an invisible strength, that maintaining dignity and passion amid adversity is a rare form of courage, and that legacy is ultimately defined by both triumphs and the quiet endurance that supports them. In reflecting on her life now, approaching 80, it is clear that Gladys Knight's influence is timeless. She has given the world more than music. She has given lessons in humanity, courage, and perseverance. Her voice continues to resonate across generations. But it is the story behind that voice, the struggles, the sacrifices, and the resilience that truly defines her. Gladys Knight is not just the Empress of Soul. She is a testament to the power of enduring strength, the beauty of vulnerability, and the lasting impact of a life lived fully, honestly, and courageously. Her legacy is a reminder to all that behind every celebrated figure lies a deeply human story, one of perseverance, emotional depth, and quiet heroism. For Gladys Knight, the music will always be remembered, but so too will the courage it took to live, endure, and continue sharing her gift, despite the challenges life has brought.